Greetings!
Hello everyone, welcome back. This has been a long time coming for me. I've not recorded a game in so long. I've been just using old content as or older stuff I've recorded and put that out. But finally, back in the saddle recording something with to be or to not to be. Yes, I'll enable narration. Okay, thank you. Yes, to be or not to be. It's a story type game. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. Let's just get right into it.
William Shakespeare, 1564 AD to whenever he died, was well known for borrowing from existing literature when writing his plays. Romeo and Juliet is pretty much lifted entirely from Arthur Brooks' poem, The Tragical History of Romulus and Juliet. Dude didn't even change the names. And as recent Shakespeare scholarship has established, the famed play William Shakespeare Presents Hamlet was lifted wholesale from the volume you are about to enjoy.
Okay.
To Be or Not to Be. To Be or Not to Be is both the earliest recorded example of the books as game genre, as well as the first instance ever in the then newish English language that was kicking around of an adventure being chosen by you, the reader.
Alright.
We've gone ahead and added illustrations, plus we've taken the liberty of marking with tiny York skulls the choices Shakespeare himself made when he plagiarized this book back in olden times. They're there in case you wish to put yourself in Shakespeare's shoes,
Okay.
reading this book as he did, stealing plot elements wholesale, and classing up the language as he/you went/go.
Okay.
However, that is not the only way to read this book.
Okay.
Feel free to explore your other options, as each time you read this book, you can go on a different adventure, assuming you don't read the book like 3 quadrillion times, at which point the adventures will start to repeat, and they'll probably seem pretty familiar long before then anyway. Now, take yourself back to history, when ghosts walked the earth and nobody knew velociraptors were even a thing.
Cool.
Steel yourself to experience the magic of Shakespeare as it was meant to be experienced, in a non-deterministic narrative structure, where you end up thinking maybe you made a wrong decision, so you mark the pages you were just on, so you can always go back and make a different choice if you die for some dumb reason.
Perfect.
To be or not to be, that is the adventure.
Who else is ready for
Choose
adventure?
your character.
Oh god, I gotta choose my character?
Man, what if I just read the acknowledgments instead?
Do I know Shakespeare Skull? If I just, you can't tell me what to do, smart guy. I'm just gonna keep on reading. Tough choice already. You know what? For this first one, we'll see what Shakespeare did. Like, I'm sure we've all read at least a little bit, but let's just go along with Shakespeare.
You have just been born. Congratulations, good work on that
Sweet.
thing. Now, surprise, babies are boring,
Damn.
so we're gonna jump ahead in time to a point where you're an adult and you've already lived a bunch of your
Damn
life.
it.
But I promise most of what we're skipping over was really
Okay.
dull. You ate a lot and slept a lot and made some friends, tears were shed, makeouts were totally had, etc.
Bet.
It was a bunch of high school stuff. The awesome stuff starts now.
Hell yeah.
So, let's begin, my friend. Remind me again who you are. Are you Ophelia?
What?
She's an awesome lady in her late 20s with a calm, competent, and resourceful demeanor. She's got a +1 bonus to science, but she's also got a -1 weakness against water, so heads up.
Water?
Hamlet? He's an emo teen in his early 30s. Also, he's a prince of Denmark. Hamlet has a +1 resistance to magic, but there's no magic in this adventure, so this never gets mentioned again as of right now. Hamlet Sr.? He's the king of Denmark, 50 years old. He's super good at fighting and leading men into battle in naps. Let's say +1 to each? Look, bottom line, he's an unstoppable machine of death, and should you choose to be him, you may experience kingly
Okay.
glory. Play as Ophelia. Play as Hamlet. Play as Hamlet Sr.
Alright. So, I'm thinking we did the Hamlet choice first time around. Why not just keep it going for this one? We'll get the full experience. The
You are
Shakespeare.
Hamlet.
My bad.
You're 30 years old and you're back living at home.
Bet.
But it's okay, because your home is a castle.
Awesome.
That's right, ladies. You're a prince.
I'm not a lady.
Things have been rough lately. You had been trying to focus on your studies at Wittenberg University, where you and your bros, Horatio Rosencrantz and Guildenstern,
these
all
names.
hang out. But you were called home because your father died.
Damn it.
Then, your dead dad's brother, Claudius, married your mom, Gertrude, 2 weeks
Ew.
later. Yep, it's made you kind of upset. You raced home to comfort her, but she's married your uncle, and that is weird. You feel
That is weird.
Right now, you're in the audience chamber of your father's castle, here in sunny Denmark. King Claudius is here addressing his court. Laertes and Polonius are here too. Laertes is kind of a jerk, and Polonius is his father. Polonius is also the father of Ophelia, whom you're totally sweet on. She's not
Damn
here
it.
though. Who knows what adventure she's having as we speak, while you're stuck in this drafty castle room listening to other people talk about their feelings. Speaking of speaking, just now Laertes says something about how now that Claudius is king and he's attended the coronation, is it okay for him to go back to France? Claudius says, sure. Wait a minute. You'd love to leave too and go back to school, away from this weird incesty thing your mother's gotten herself into. It's so gross and weird.
Yeah.
Ask Claudius for permission to go back to school. Hold your tongue and just wait around.
Alright. Let's see. Well, I was kind of wanting to go back to school anyways. You know, education is important. And it just so happened that Shakespeare agrees with me.
You hold up your hand and open your mouth, but before you can say anything, Claudius addresses you directly,
Oh, what the fuck?
calling you his son.
No!
On the one hand, that's entirely appropriate, especially since he just married your mom like 2 weeks ago. But on the other hand, he has brought creepy uncle to new heights. Points for that, maybe?
Can I,
Insult him under your breath by saying you're more than kin, i.e., you're related more than once now as both father/son and uncle/nephew, but less than kind, i.e., this relationship you're in is unnatural. In real life, people think up singers like this on the spot all the time, so this totally makes sense. Say, you're not my real dad, and storm out of the room.
Well, insult him under your breath saying you're more than kin, but less than kind. Alright. I got that. You're not my dad.
He straight up ignores your
Damn
signal.
it.
What? King Claudius goes on to tell you, in so many words, to buck up, stop dressing in black, stick around for a while, and have a little fun.
Okay.
He says all the feelings you're having are boring and wimpy. Your mom echoes his sentiments. Dude, your own mom just called you a wimp.
Damn it.
You agree to stick around in Denmark for a while. They leave, and you're suddenly alone. Woohoo! You're finally alone, Hannah.
Party time, baby.
What are you gonna do? Talk to yourself about how your life is in ruins and how everything just sucks. Stand around quietly until something happens.
Stand around quietly until something happens. God damn it.
Okay. You talk out loud to the empty room. And what do you say? I'll tell you what you say. You say you wish your skin could literally melt off your body, revealing a skeleton that gives a double thumbs down before crumbling into dust. You say that you thought your mom really loved your dad, but now that she's married Claudius less than a month after dad's death, either love itself is fake or she was faking love. And either way, it doesn't matter because you've lost faith in your own mother. You say to the empty room, in all seriousness, that you want to kill yourself. Whoa,
Damn.
bro, this book just got real. Kill yourself. Don't kill yourself.
God damn it. Is there a way I could, save right here? Wait, hold on. Checkpoints. Oh, fuck. Damn it. I can't. Damn it, I really want to just...
Okay.
No!
You talk out loud to the empty
No!
room. And what do you
Damn
say?
it!
I'll tell you what you say.
Okay.
You say you wish your skin could literally
Fine,
melt off.
I won't kill myself.
While you're busy doing that, your friend Horatio bumps into you and tells you, A, he's in town for your dad's funeral/mom's wedding, and that they serve leftover appetizers from one at the other. B, ghosts are real. C, he's seen one and so have a bunch of other guys. D, it keeps showing up at the same time, and E, he's pretty sure it's the ghost of your dad. Finally, some adventure, some
Hell
closure.
yeah.
You agree that you'll come with him tonight to see the ghost when it shows up again. It's such an obvious decision that it kind of feels like you don't even have a choice in the matter. Agree to go with Horatio tonight to see the ghost when it shows up again.
Alright, sounds good. Perfect.
I'll be there, 11:30 sharp. you say, and Horatio leaves, satisfied.
Perfect.
Well, now you have 8 hours to blow before it's time to meet ghosts.
All right.
What do you want to do, Hamlet? Be Ophelia for a while. Play solitaire.
What does that mean, Ophelia? All right.
Right, you're Ophelia.
Oh, like, actually, okay.
You are a beautiful and independent young woman, and although it makes you roll your eyes when you think about it, you've fallen in love with a prince. Prince Hamlet is funny and charming, and he seems to like you a lot. You try not to get too excited about it, because you're worried you might jinx it. But things really are going great. Only it's been hard doing the long-distance thing while you've both been off at university. And while you've loved studying capital S science, and you're sure Hamlet's loved studying capital U undeclared,
She holding a
it
gun?
hasn't been easy. Now that you're both back together in Denmark for his father's funeral and his mother's second wedding, it's been harder still. Hamlet's really sad, and you can't blame him for that since, you know, his dad died. But you wish there was something you could do to help him. When you last saw him, Hamlet mentioned how the castle seemed cold and drafty, and for some reason it stuck with you. You've been sitting at your desk, trying to think of something you could give him that would help with that. A way of cheering him up a little. Remind him he's still got people who care about him. He wears these cloaks all the time, but then he's taking them off in warm rooms and putting them back on in cold ones. If only there was some way you could keep the rooms at a uniform temperature, he wouldn't need to be constantly adjusting his clothes throughout the day.
That would be nice.
But to do that, you'd need some way of measuring heat, and a way of transporting it through the castle, perhaps through a series of pipes. Your thoughts are interrupted by a knock at your door.
Always
Who
gets
is it?
interrupted.
You call,
It's me.
says your brother.
Come on, let me in.
Come on, let me in.
Let him in.
Damn it, no.
Tell him you're
Fuck
busy.
off. No, I can't. It's the brother.
You open the door for your brother.
You can come in,
You say,
but I don't want to hear any opinions about my personal life. If you sleep with Hamlet, you're a slut.
he says. Slam the door in his face. Invite him to enter your room. Okay. You let him into your room. He sits down on the bed and pats the empty space beside him. You choose to remain standing.
Listen,
He says,
I know you like Hamlet, but he's a prince, so he's gonna have to marry someone of his own rank. Who said anything about marriage?
you reply.
I'm happy with Hamlet, and he's happy with me. We're having fun. Nobody's talking about marriage. That's another thing.
He says,
Look, if you have sex before marriage, then you'll be ruined for other men, and nobody will ever want you. He's only dating you because he wants sex.
Don't sex.
Don't sex him, because I'm your brother, and I'm telling you not to.
throw him out of your room and slam the door in his face. Sit down beside him, for some reason, and tell him that he makes a lot of sense, somehow, and you'll do as he
God
says.
damn it. Shakespeare.
Really? Really? Okay. You sit down on the bed and tell him you'll do as he says, and that you sincerely appreciate his meddling in your personal life.
Yes.
And then you go on to say that if you're going to abstain from sex before marriage, then he should be careful too. Because he sleeps around way more than you do. And it's going to be one heck of a sexual double standard if you're damaged goods, and he's totally fine. That's right, I didn't even give you a choice about saying that or not, because you keep choosing the stupid options. Guess you're just going to have to deal with it.
I'm
huh?
doing Shakespeare,
In any
God damn
case,
it.
there's a knock on your door, and before you can answer, your father, Polonius, opens the door.
Normally, when you knock, you wait for someone to let you in, Dad.
You say,
You're an idiot if you think Hamlet loves you.
he says. Then he notices Laertes is in your room too.
Oh, hey, Laertes. Have fun on your trip. To thine own self be true.
Laertes nods.
I already told her she's slutty.
He says,
God damn it.
kick them both out and slam the door in their faces. I guess, smile and nod and pat the empty spot on the bed beside you and Laertes, inviting Polonius to sit down too, because that is something a person would
Yes, I am a real human being.
do. Polonius sits down on the bed beside you.
So, you guys were talking about Hamlet, huh?
He asks. Your brother nods, and Polonius turns to face you.
Hamlet only likes you because you're smoking hot.
He says,
You're an idiot if you believe him when he says you're a great and wonderful and special person. He'll say anything to get in your pants. He said that you're a wonderful person, right?
you agree that he has said and written some very beautiful things about you, and that this means a lot to you.
That proves it. Listen, you're too dumb to understand what I'm saying, so I'm just going to order you to do the following. Stop seeing him, never speak to him again, and put all thoughts of him out of your head.
Slap him across the face and tell him you're not dumb, and you can recognize sincere emotion in a sexual partner when you see it. Tell him you'll obey, and then call him your lord. And follow him meekly out of the room? Agree with everything he and Larides have said, because all that stuff I wrote earlier about you being an independent woman in charge of her own destiny sounds pretty dumb, actually. And you'd better do whatever someone else tells you to, because anyone other than you probably knows better about your own life than you do, right? Look, I am now trying to think of the dumbest thing you can do. Please, I beg you, do not choose this option.
I'm sorry I'm doing God damn it, Shakespeare!
Okay, you do all that
Bet.
stuff. Listen, I'm going to cut
Damn
our
it.
losses here. You're not allowed to be Ophelia for a while. Be Hamlet.
Damn it!
You, Hamlet, Prince of all Denmark, are now sitting in your
God,
bedroom and playing
Shakespeare's
solitaire
an
for
idiot.
hours and hours and hours and hours, which is a pretty colossally useless waste of your time, especially since you keep cheating. A 5 goes on top of a 3? Hamlet, really? Anyway, at this point, we're 15 games in, and wow, if you're not careful, people might start saying that your tragic flaw is, I don't know, inaction. Eventually, the sun goes down, and it's almost 11:30, which hopefully you remember as the appointed hour Horatio told you about, wherein a ghost keeps showing up to bother him. Time to go meet that ghost, huh? Meet up with Horatio and bust some myths about actual ghosts being real.
Bet.
You and Horatio go to where he saw the ghost the first time. Now we play the waiting game, says Horatio. He's interrupted by the sound of trumpets. You look at him and raise an eyebrow. They make that noise to warn everyone that King Claudius is getting wasted, he says. Those trumpets go off every night around this time.
Great.
He sighs. Denmark, he says. At that exact moment, something insanely crazy happens. What the frig?
What the frick?
I'll tell you what the frig. A ghost is here.
It's a ghost! Oh, look at that
Look,
spooky
ghost.
guy! Oh my god.
Don't freak out, but right now you're staring cold in the face of a
Ghost!
specter. You can't even imagine how crazy this whole situation is.
Bet.
If you're getting too scared, read this next clause over and over until you're not insane with fear anymore. Everything will be okay. All right, okay, we can do this. With your last shred of sanity, you quickly glance at the ghost, and then you worry that if you stare at the ghost too hard, your brain will realize it's looking at something so insanely impossible that you'll just black out.
Okay.
Anyway, this ghost. You can see through it, but only a little. It's weird. And I'll tell you what the frig else. This ghost does look like your dad, and he's getting closer. Stare at the ghost intently and black out as your mind shuts down. Don't stare at the ghost too intently and try to figure out what it wants.
Shakespeare ghost.
Run away.
I wanna run away like a little bitch. I'm scared. It's fucking shit. Oh. Don't stare at me.
Are you my dad? I mean, my ghost
Are
dad?
you my ghost
You
dad?
ask the ghost, but it says nothing. Instead, the ghost beckons to you. He clearly wants you to follow him and leave Horatio behind. I don't know. Is this safe? Can ghosts kill people? Can ghosts kill people? You ask Horatio. I don't know, man, but I really don't think you should be alone with that thing, he says, clearly leaving no ball untripped in his own freakout. Hamlet, man, something is rotten in the state of Denmark. I gotta say, he yells, his quivering finger pointing at the ghost. Well, duh. I'm gonna do it, you say, and you
And I
follow the ghost into darkness. Go on to say, by that I mean, I'm going to
We
take this
are
last
going
chance
to
to
see
run
the
for it.
ghost, because that is what Sir Shakespeare did.
You follow the ghost into the mist. After walking for what seems like forever, you get tired of walking. I'm tired of walking, you say. You sit down. Pretty sure I'm done walking. Yeah, I'm out. The ghost stops and speaks to you for the first time, its voice issuing forth from lungs that no longer breathe air.
Hamlet, it is I, your father. Look, I can't stay around here forever, so you need to listen to what I tell you. I didn't die of old age. I did some digging around, and it turns out I was murdered. By Claudius.
You gasp, shocked and enraged, killed by his own brother.
He did it while I slept. I was walking in a garden, and you know how gardens are really boring, right?
Yep.
You nod. They're boring even for people who like them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Says Ghost Dad.
Well,
That was so
it was so
boring.
boring I fell asleep. And while I was sleeping, he poured poison in my ear.
Wait, what?
I didn't know poisons worked that way, you say.
That's what I said.
Shouts your dad, throwing his hands above his head in frustration. He starts to pace back and forth.
Anyway, I want you to take revenge on him for me. I don't know, cuss him out or something. Pull out his chair when he's about to sit down. Offer him a high five, but then when he goes to high five you, pull your hand away and say, too slow. Or should he offer you a high five, you must leave him hanging.
I could murder him, you offer. After all, he is sleeping with Mom. Your dad stops pacing and stares at you.
He's what?
Tell him they got married 2 weeks after the funeral. Tell him, ha, you were just kidding.
Nah, she's totally fucking that bitch.
You say they got married basically right after the funeral, and that makes Claudius king now. You explain how maybe it's not technically incest, but the timing alone sure feels squicky.
Didn't he ever read the table of kindred and affinity, wherein whosoever are related are forbidden in scripture and are laws to marry together?
Asks your dad. Ah, you say. You refer to the document Queen Elizabeth ordered produced, which says a marriage such as this one we're discussing is not just squicky, but a real-life hardcore sin against God. A book which later made its way into the Book of Common Prayer, itself so influential that we take many phrases such as, till death do us part, and peace in our time from it?
The very same,
Perfect.
Nods your father.
Although I can imagine that in the future, sentiments might change as to whether or not such a marriage between genetically unrelated, loving, and consenting adults is among the very worst things it is possible for a human being to do, that's not necessary for us to discuss right now.
You agree,
Anyway,
says your dad.
kill Claudius for me. Cool?
Promise a ghost you'll commit murder. Promise a ghost you'll commit murder in the classiest verse you can come up with.
So it's to say, this choice sucks. Classiest.
You clear your throat, hold one hand open in the air in front of you, and promise a ghost that you will kill an alive human. This is what you say. Yea, from the table of my memory, I'll wipe away all trivial fond records. All
All
saws
of books, all forms of precious past. The youth
that
and
youth and
observation copied here.
there. And thy commandment all
The
alone
fuck-
shall live.
In,
Within the book
within
and
the book-
volume of my brain,
mixed
unmixed
baser
with
matter,
baser
yeah.
matter.
Yes, by
Yes.
heaven.
by heaven.
Your ghost.
Your ghost dad seems pretty cool with that. You have begun quest Kill Claudius. It's worth 3,500 experience points.
Hell yeah.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Leave it there and return to Horatio. Throw in a little sexism for good
Oh,
measure.
fuck yes. Love the sex.
Oh, most pernicious woman, you add, insulting not only Queen Gertrude, the woman your father adored, loved, and married, but also all women in general. Science Corner. Synonyms for pernicious include noxious and pestilent, and the word itself suggests that long-term harm comes from being in contact with whatever it's being used to describe. Stay classy, Hamlet.
Alright.
Leave it there and return to Horatio.
Now we must bid adieu.
You walk back to where Horatio is waiting for you. Listen, Horatio, never speak of this whole "we totally saw a ghost" thing, okay? We've got to keep it a secret. That's cool, says Horatio. No, I'm serious, man, you say, grabbing his shoulders. Some really serious stuff is going to go down, and I need you to keep this a secret. Swear that you'll never talk about this. I swear, says Horatio.
Swear it.
Booms your dad's voice out of nowhere. He already did, you shout. Horatio looks at you questioning. Hamlet, bro, what's this all about? He says. There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, you begin. Than are dreamt of in my philosophy, Horatio finishes, annoyed. Fine. Right, whatever. Okay. Horatio will keep your secret, and you've got a quest from a ghost to fulfill. And at the end, he'll probably give you some cool loot for completing it. Maybe? I mean, it's possible. Anyway, it's past midnight, and Claudius is probably falling down drunk.
Perfect.
What now? Say goodbye to Horatio and go kill Claudius. Go home for nappy time.
times. Damn it, this is the perfect spot to kill him. But I'm sleepy.
You go home and nap. The next morning it rains, so you don't leave your room. Then the next morning after that, the ground is all muddy, and you think maybe you'd leave footsteps that could be traced back to you. And anyway, long story short, several days have gone by and you haven't done a thing. To continue doing nothing for another several days, return to the top of this page and read it again.
Damn.
Well, enough's enough. Time to go murder Claudius. Go see Ophelia. She's smart, Maybe she has some ideas on how to commit some good murders.
You know what? I want to continue to do
You go home and nap.
nothing.
The next morning it rains, so you don't leave your room. Then the next morning after that, the ground is all muddy, and you think maybe you'd leave footsteps that could be traced back
Alright.
to you. And anyway,
Fine, we'll go see Ophelia.
you go down to Ophelia's place and knock on her door.
Who is it?
Who is it?
She calls. "It's me, sweetie," you say, opening the door and stepping into her room. You haven't seen each other for a while. It's so great to see her. You run up and throw your arms around her and you kiss. It's just like old times. You hold her at arm's length and look into her eyes. "Listen," you say, and then you go murder Claudius. Go on to say, "I need your help with something." Unbutton your jacket, foul your stockings, take your garters off, and grab Ophelia by the wrist.
Perfect.
Okay. You do that. Ophelia looks confused during this whole production.
Oh my god.
What's wrong, Hamlet?
She says, concerned.
Why are you fouling your stockings?
Tell her you don't know why you're doing that, apologize, and ask her to help with murdering your uncle. You know what? This is not going as well as I'd hoped. Tell Ophelia you don't know why you're wasting your time either. Excuse yourself and go murder Claudius. Continue holding her wrist and move your other hand to your forehead as if you might faint while staring at her intensely.
God damn it, Shakespeare. You ass.
These are some stellar choices you're making here, champ. Okay, you do the crazy things. Ophelia keeps staring
That's
at you in
right.
confusion. Finally, you sigh, as big as you can, 3 times in a row. What do these sighs mean? Ophelia doesn't know. I don't know, and neither do you. It's like you think you've saved your game earlier, so now you can just do stupid stuff without consequences. But you can't save a game in real life, silly. So now you've got to live with the consequences of these choices.
No.
And here's one of those
Damn
consequences.
it.
Ophelia's love for you has taken 15 damage. Lucky for you, she still loves you a whole heck of
Okay,
a lot.
that's good.
Eventually, you run out of sighs and get up and leave. But rather than walking out of the room like a regular person, you look over your shoulder, lock eyes with her, and walk out of the room and around the corner without ever breaking that eye contact. You're lucky you didn't walk into a wall.
Wait, I just left?
You know what? I think you've made enough choices for a while. Move over.
No.
I'm driving.
No.
You decide to go see what Claudius is up to.
Damn it. Hey guys, Wyatt here. Just want to say at the end of the video, I recorded this entire thing in one bit. I went through the entire Shakespeare, I guess, option choice, and I just want to say here at the end of this video, it ended up being over 2 hours, and I was not going to force you guys to sit through that one entire 2-hour long video. So I'm chopping up into 30-ish minute parts. I'm trying to find a nice place to cut them off and then restart them. And I hope I did that well enough. But yeah, so it's not going to be the cleanest outros and intros to videos. I'll try to do some of that in the post. But I really thank you guys for watching to this point. And can't wait to see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.
It's like I got a fucking bounty on my heart. Want it dead, not alive. Wanna tear that shit apart. And they're aiming for the center like they're throwing a dart. Got your chest in the water, tsunami.